As a military family, we've had our fair share of moves. In fact, we've had 10 of them. And before too much longer, we will be preparing for our 11th and maybe our final. So I've come to learn a few things about homeschooling while making moves. In fact, most of our moves have occurred during the school year even. So, if you are new here, I am Tricia. I am a homeschooling mom, 10 years. This is our 10th year of homeschooling. And I've been military now for almost 16 years. Today I am doing a collaboration with Emily from M's Essentials, and it's all about homeschooling under challenging circumstances. So you'll find a variety of topics in the link that's down there. So when you're with my video, you're going to want to be sure to go check that out and check out what others have to say. In addition to the tips I'm sharing today, I also have a blog post with these tips plus tips for before the move and for after the move that will apply to your homeschool. Over on the blog post, I will also have, and I'll link it down below, a checklist to go along with this of these ideas, but in a checklist form for you. First one is, if you are doing a long distance move, so not across town, be sure to pack your most important homeschool resources in the car with you. Even if the movers are going to beat you there or get there about the same time as you, it's just going to make things easier if you know where they are. That way you have it in those days, but then when you also get there, it's just one less thing that you have to sort out and find right away. And it reduces the risk of anything getting lost. So, must have resources, pack them in your car. Number 2, choose a flexible curriculum. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to do it for the whole year, but for this time, choose curriculum items that are open and go, portable, ones that you can do just a partial lesson, so that you say one day you are, when you're doing the packing, or if you're lucky enough to have people pack for you, not all going on, and you have 5, 10, 15 minutes that you can spare. Kids, grab something. Let's do what we can. Or while you're driving in the car, you can pull something out. Nothing with a lot of pieces. With one of our moves, we used Christian Light Education for math. They're workbooks. They are written to the student. So it's very easy for them to just do it. And it was a big help during that time. For older kids, the Key 2 math series would be a great option for that. I have videos about both of those, so I will try to remember to pop them up there. And link them down below. So just think about what curriculum you can switch to for that time period that is flexible, open and go, and you don't have to devote time to do a full lesson. Some curriculum, it's just hard to get just a portion of it done without it being a struggle. So think about that. Technology. Use your technology. Audiobooks are great for history and science, even including, besides literature, history. There's lots of history books, nonfiction, like biographies that can go along. Even if it doesn't go along with exactly what you're studying that year, you can listen to them and count that as science for those days. DVDs are an excellent way if you have a DVD system in your car. Netflix, if you can stream before you've actually, not like during the drive itself, but Netflix is a great way, and there are so many great things on my blog. I have several videos here, but I also have blog posts over on my blog, so I will link that. So lots of great like that, or ways to do that. Apps are another awesome thing to use. The Dragon Box math series are incredible for your kids, and would totally count instead of math. don't worry about getting behind. Just let them do things like that. Critical Thinking Company has some really good apps. I'm sure there are other ones. We don't do a lot of apps, but I do know those, and those we really like. So take technology, to use what technology you can. Adjust your school year calendar so that you can afford just to take those days completely off. Now, we don't do that entirely with each of our moves, just because, I don't know, the moving process with the military can be rather long. So we don't take it all off, but I do try to, start school year a little bit earlier and such, so that we have a little more flexibility, and then I'm not going to be feeling worried about, oh, we're moved, now we got to hurry up and get settled so we can jump back in. Allow yourself some time for that. Now, one thing that I have, was it not the move here, the one before that, I found really helpful was doing a lot of half days. We didn't end up taking much of a summer. We moved it in September, so we didn't take much of a summer, but we did just a lot of half days here and there. And then that way when we moved, like even after we moved, we still had, since we were kind of ahead for the school year, we didn't have to jump back into full days right away. So that was, so adjust your calendar how you can. Prioritize the minimum. Do not worry if not everything is getting done. Think about what your kids need they can take the least amount of time off. So some kids really need math every day, or they start to slide. Some kids it's handwriting or spelling or whatever. And also not just what you're willing to let slide, but also keep what you enjoy, because then you're more apt to make sure it happens. So prioritize what you're going to do and try to keep it to a minimum if you can. Keep your schedule as close to normal as possible. What I find works really well for us, just in general, is that if as long as I keep a consistent start time, even if we don't do a full day, that brings some normality to life. So whether it's a move or we're just taking some half days, whatever, as long as I kind of keep our normal start time, things just tend to go smoother. Kids stay on track better themselves. They feel more normal. I've got a couple who really just need me to keep somewhat of a consistent schedule. So that is really important for us. Choose field trips along the way. Look at where you're going and see, either directly on your path or a little bit out of your path, if there are things that you can do that will provide some education, but also some fun. There is a Google app called Field Trip that I really love for finding things in the area that have some history behind them. You can look at websites like Roadside Attractions, Roadside America, and find some things like that. There are also, if you Google just like, I-10 El Paso Museum, you're going to find suggested things that are right in that area. Or I-95 North Carolina Kids. You're going to get suggestions that will work, or that may work for you. So do that, and find ways to add some fun to your trip and to the craziness that is moving. And it's okay to slack. That's probably my biggest tip. It is okay. There is so much stress that goes on with moves. I'm assuming even across town moves. I've never had one of those, but it seems to me that would even be stressful because you're still uprooting your life and moving it to a different place. But my long distance moves, it's just a lot. Give yourself grace. Give your kids extra grace. And let yourself slack a bit, with the knowledge that you're not going to slack so much that you end up taking off months after a move. Don't do that. that's why for us, keeping a consistent schedule is really helpful. Even after we move, if I say, okay, time to start school, normal start time, let's get a half hour done or get 45 minutes done. At least we're starting to get back into routine, and leading up to a move, same way. Just keeping that a bit of consistency helps us all. If you click on the screen right now, you'll see a playlist that has some ideas, resources that might be great for you during your next move. Go check out the playlist of the others in the collaboration. Thanks for watching.